I used to be a super scrawny, skinny guy growing up. I didn't have much muscle, and as a result, I never really got the respect that I truly wanted from women. And in today's video, I'm going to be discussing what building muscle ultimately will teach you about women and attracting women if you are a single Indian guy. Basically, everything that I've learned over the years when I was single, when I was working on my dating life, and what building muscle and getting a better physique really taught me about attraction and getting women. So with all that being said, let's hop into the video. Before we get into these four main things that building muscle taught me, I want you to go to the bathroom, to the mirror, and take off your shirt. So go ahead, pause the video. It'll take you 5 seconds. Just pause the video, go to the bathroom, and look at what you see. Hopefully you did exactly what I told you to do. Were you disgusted by what you saw? Maybe you were pissed off, disappointed, angry. Think about that for a second, right? Were you actually pleased with what you saw? Or were you disgusted? Do you see a non-bred skinny fat physique or a super skinny physique or an overweight physique? Or do you see a more lean, muscular physique with maybe a couple bicep veins, right? Maybe a little bit of ab definition? What do you truly see? Truth is, man, how do you expect a woman to respect you, let alone be attracted to you, like you, just respect you overall, if you cannot even respect yourself? What you need to get through your head the next time that you feel like skipping the gym is these key words. How do you expect a woman to respect you, let alone like you, if you can't take care of yourself, if you can't even respect yourself? So keep that in mind as you go on through life next time you feel like skipping the gym. You need to have that in the forefront of your mind all times. So with that being said, let's hop into the four main things building muscle will teach you as a single Indian guy who's trying to improve your dating life. The four things that building muscle definitely taught me over the years as I was trying to improve my dating life and gain more attraction from women. So the first thing, as an Indian guy especially, there's all these statistics that dating apps don't work for Indian men. The statistics are against Indian men for finding a good match on dating apps. Listen, that's where building a more aesthetic physique comes in. It is a complete cheat code to improving your dating life, especially when it comes to online presentation and dating apps. When you have a lean, muscular physique, maybe a couple of bicep gains, some shoulder definition, a little bit of ab definition, when you get to at least, say, 14% body fat, 13% body fat, and lower, the dating apps really become this game that's on easy mode. Dating apps become a game of playing on easy mode. Not only are you going to shatter the bullshit statistics that I was talking about, how all these studies show how dating apps don't work for brown men on Tinder, Bumble, Hinge, and whatnot, you're going to appeal to the female gaze tremendously. What is the female gaze? I've talked about this all the time in my videos. It's basically traits that women find attractive on men that cause them to really envision what it's like to be your girlfriend, hang out with you, what a life would be like to spend time with you. Really the traits that make women attracted to you, right? That vision that they have, spending time with you because they're attracted to you. That all goes under the female gaze. There's no secret that building a more aesthetic physique is going to make you more attractive to women. Why wouldn't it? You got chiseled abs, or at least some ab definition. You got more toned arms. But you need to show that off, right? Showing that off by having at least just like 2 pics, 1 or 2 pics, shirtless pics on a dating app is going to make a hell of a lot of a difference, and it's going to skyrocket your matches on dating apps just like it did for me. over the years as I continued to develop my physique. I'm not even the most jacked dude in the world by any means, but the difference just putting on 5 to 10 more pounds of muscle did was tremendous for me. I was super skinny, but building a better physique, building up to a lean muscular physique really did the trick. Now, when it comes to dating apps, yes, you'll get more matches, but you need to do this very carefully. You want to put more candid, natural shots. No mirror selfies, no gym selfies of you in the locker room. You want natural, candid shots of you. So you leaning by the pool side and you walking around by the pool, right? Like in these examples. Or you even just walking around on the beach, maybe with like a surfboard in your hand. In natural environments where it's more appropriate to be shirtless, where it doesn't look like you're trying too hard, like posing in front of a mirror or doing like a locker room selfie. These are the types of photos that are gonna make the biggest difference in your dating life. I used to think all the time too negatively that dating apps didn't work for brown men, for Indian guys. And one of the best hacks by far to really elevate your matches, get more matches on dating apps, really appeal to the female gaze, is build up a more aesthetic, attractive physique, build muscle, drop your body fat percentage down, and take more of these natural, candid shots, and you will get more matches on dating apps. Aesthetic, attractive physique appeals to the female gaze as long as you have those natural, candid shots that I just showed previously. Now, real quick, speaking of dating apps, improving your success with women, getting more attraction from women, I cover all of this in a lot of detail in my school community, South Asian Warriors, where I help you really improve your dating life to the next level. I have an entire video module on dating apps, the female gaze, as well as to take your dating results to the next level as a single South Asian guy, as a single Indian guy. So just an extra resource for you. If you're interested, check out the link in the description. Join the school community, South Asian Warriors. So with that being said, the second thing that building muscle is going to teach you as an Indian guy, taught me as an Indian guy, was just helping you really build up that confidence. As you get more jacked, build more muscle, develop a better body, right? It's just going to naturally elevate your confidence. What happens when your confidence is more elevated? Your social skills are going to get more elevated. When your social skills get more elevated, you become more charismatic, you have the confidence. Approaching women in real life isn't going to feel so scary anymore. It's not going to feel like a chore. You're not even going to feel that awkward. You look good, you feel good is so true. Not just from a physical standpoint, but from a mental standpoint as well. You see the definition in your muscles kicking in, maybe a bicep vein, right? Maybe some ab definition. And it just makes you realize that you can really accomplish anything in this world if you put your mind to it. For me personally, I was a skinny ectomorph in my early 20s, right? I was like 140 pounds, nearly 6 foot tall. I was super skinny. Fast forward years later, right? I've built a great lean muscular physique, upwards of 160 pounds, right? More toned, more defined, lean, chiseled body, 12 to 13% body fat, abs showing, more definition in my shoulders, in my arms. And guess what? I'm not even that jacked by any means. I'm not even super shredded. I don't got that bodybuilder competition physique. But just putting on an extra 10 pounds of muscle, I just saw the difference just from women, and it just made me feel better, made me feel more confident, and realize that you can really just accomplish anything if you're consistent and you put your mind to it. So with that being said, related to women, you look good, you feel good, and you're gonna just feel great talking to women, approaching women. Why not? You are an amazing finished product if you put in the work on your physique. When you see that cute hot girl, you realize that why the hell wouldn't she want you? You put in the work, you become more attractive, you have a great physique, you stand out compared to 80% of the average Joe men that you see out there, let alone most Indian men that you see out there, which we'll get into in a second. Your elevated confidence is going to lead to elevated social skills. You're not going to feel as awkward approaching that cute girl because you have become that amazing finished product with that lean, muscular, aesthetic, attractive physique. So it's just going to elevate your confidence. In turn, it's going to elevate your social skills, which brings me directly to point number 3, right? At the end of the day, you realize through self-improvement, building a more aesthetic physique, becoming more attractive, there's still going to be girls out there that reject you. Maybe at the end of the day, you're not her type. Maybe she still likes guys a little bit taller. Maybe she only dates athletes. Maybe she only dates black dudes or white dudes and whatnot. Maybe she dates super short guys, right? You need to realize that through self-improvement, building a better physique, building more muscle, yes, you will become that guy. Objectively, you'll become more attractive. But there's still going to be women out there that reject you because you're simply not their type. That's fine. Certain people have certain types. There are people out there that have certain types. It's okay. You're not going to be everyone's type. Just like how the Super Chad or the Tyrone, believe it or not, is not going to be every girl's type. Women have preferences, but the more attractive you make yourself, you're objectively just going to be more appealing to more women just in general. The more attractive you make yourself, the more options you're just going to have regardless of whatever race you are. I say this all the time, but even then, there's still going to be women out there that you're just not their type. Everyone gets rejected, no matter how good looking they are naturally or how good looking they become over time. And speaking of rejection, this really dives back into point number 3, how rejection, yes, you're going to get rejected even if you've worked on yourself, become that top tier guy, done everything you can. Rejection happens to everyone. However, rejection becomes less painful. You don't care about it. And you really feel this if you're a guy who's hit the gym consistently, put on any amount of muscle. You've gone through harder times. The wear and tear at the gym. You've pushed yourself going to the gym over the years 3 to 4 times a week. You've gone through the wear and tear. You know what it's like pushing yourself, training hard, squatting 200 pounds, 300 pounds for reps. You know the pain. You know how exhausting it can be. When you do that, and you do that over time, compounded throughout the years, you don't care about the pain of rejection because you've gone through more difficult pain in your life. You've gone through the difficult pain of building muscle and building a more aesthetic, attractive physique. You go up to a girl, you cold approach her, she rejects you, you don't give a fuck. Pain of just rejection, not even from women, just pain of rejection in life, it just doesn't hit you as much. You just stop caring because you worked hard, you know what you're truly capable of, you're consistent, you're driven, you've gone through more pain in life than just a simple rejection, let alone a simple rejection from a girl. But overall, rejection becomes less painful. You've gone through the hard work, busting your ass at the gym. You cold approaching a girl and her saying, I'm not interested, or ew, or whatnot. It's not going to affect you much at all from a mental standpoint. You've been through harder times pushing yourself at the gym. The wear and tear and the pain of putting up all those numbers on squat, bench press, incline dumbbell press, grinding, burning iron, wear and tear. You've been through more difficult stuff in life. Your body's been through more difficult stuff in life. You become pretty much numb to rejection. Now, number 4, the number one thing you can do for looks maxing is build a more attractive aesthetic physique. People all the time ask me, Oh, what about jawline exercises, chewing gum, mewing? None of those come close to just building a more attractive aesthetic physique. You'll become more lean, lose facial fat, your body's gonna look more amazing, drop your body fat percentage down. It's just a better bang for your buck than trying all these autistic looks maxing things that these looks maxers promote on the internet. For me specifically in my personal life, about 8 months ago I went and got a transplant in Turkey, but the thing is, even before I got the hair transplant, I was still having a lot of success with women. My physique was the thing that was saving me from not getting results. Even if you're not the most attractive person in the world, if you hit the gym, have some muscle definition, have abs, have some aesthetics to you, it can save your dating life. It really can. It'll boost your dating life. It'll boost attraction from women. How many times have you seen women that are average, even a little less than average looking, but they have an amazing physique? They have a nice hourglass shaped physique. And you're thinking, dang, I would still go out with her. Her body's nice. The same thing applies to men. Even if you're not the best looking guy, even if you're going through some stuff, maybe you're losing your hair, right? Maybe genetically you aren't naturally the best looking guy. The number one investment when it comes to looks maxing is always going to be having an aesthetic physique, building a better physique. I was balding 8 months ago, and when I got the hair transplant, right, my hair's growing in, it's looking a lot better. But even back when I was balding, I was still getting attraction from women from not just, the elevated social skills and confidence, but also because I had a solid body. The average person, again, is like a 4 out of 10, skinny fat, overweight. In fact, the average person, the average male guy doesn't even go to the gym 3 times a week. You just going to the gym consistently at least 3 times a week, putting on at least some muscle, losing fat if you're overweight or skinny fat, having at least a decent physique is going to put you ahead of 80% of the people out there. I'm not the most jacked dude in the world. I'm not a bodybuilder, but I still crush at least 80% of men out there when it comes to my physique. Just being in great shape and having some definition, man. And I had average genetics. I don't want to hear about the bullshit about your genetics. Anybody can build a more attractive physique. Anybody can looks max. And I'm telling you, the number one investment when it comes to looks maxing is building a better physique. And you're going to shatter a lot of the negative stereotypes, especially as a brown guy. One of the biggest negative stereotypes that Indian men, brown men face in the dating market is the skinny fat phenotype, non-bred, skinny arms, pot belly, right? Fat around the waist, the non-bred skinny fat phenotype that a lot of Indian men are known for. A lot of you watching this love to think that I'm just rambling and talking about things that I just made up off the top of my head. I'm not. If you go to Google and search up Indian body type, phenotype, or unhealthy Indian body type, you see that a lot of Indian men have that phenotype, that non-bred skinny fat Indian phenotype. It's called the Indian body type. It's a thing, it's a phenotype. And when you develop an attractive physique, you're going to shatter that common negative stereotype of Indian men not having a healthy physique, skinny fat, or even Indian men that are super nerdy and thought of as like super skinny, right? You shatter so many stereotypes when you build that attractive physique, especially as an Indian guy. When you think of jacked dudes, right? Let's be honest, most of the time you don't think of an Indian guy. You probably think of some black or white bodybuilder or some black or white shredded, professional athlete. An Indian guy isn't the first person you think of when it comes to aesthetics and attraction and being in good shape, right? And it just goes more to the point where when you develop a better body, get into better shape, you're going to stand out tremendously, especially as an Indian guy, and you're going to stand out tremendously to women. My results, especially during online game dating apps, as I showed previously earlier in this video, speak for itself. And these are the 4 main things that building muscle will teach you about women. What building muscle taught me about women when I was trying to improve my dating life. So with all that being said, be sure to check out the school community, South Asian Warriors, just an additional resource, more guides for you to help you transform your dating life. I even have a detailed workout plan to help you build a more aesthetic physique, what specific muscle groups you need to train and emphasize to gain more attraction from women, as well as dating app hacks. I even have an entire module on cold approach, developing more confidence, social skills as well, looks maxing. So if you're interested, check out the school community, South Asian Warriors, by clicking the first link in the description. Like and subscribe, drop a comment below. Be sure to check out this video right here on what I had to do to take my dating life to the next level. I'll catch you in the next one, bro. Peace.